In this video, troops, we're going to be discussing the basic fundamentals of ads that every young entrepreneur needs to know. Now, like I said in that kind of first video, there's a lot of stuff that I relayed to you guys that I've seen land incredibly well and get implemented and see results right off the back of it. And when it comes to ads, I've done that on so many different occasions with so many different things. So I've been able to condense this down into like common mistakes people make, basic fundamentals of a kind of like mini checklist that you should be looking for when you're creating ads. That'll be all the value you need when it comes to ads and understanding the kind of basic fundamentals of them. Alright, so let's waste zero time, get straight into it. So, 8 things that 95% of people get wrong in ads. Number 1 is that they think that ads is all in what you do in Facebook Ads Manager. Now, honestly, troops, going to be real with you, right? A lot of times the learning curve of ads is pretty steep in the first like 10 hours of navigating around the Ads Manager, trying to get ads live, trying to get logged in, trying to get your card added, all of that shit. There's a lot of friction in that first 10 hours or so of actually getting it done. Now, if you were to like pay someone that's an ads expert, you'll also, there's plenty of them within the group. But if you pay them a couple hours of their time to help you understand how to navigate around, which looks like a minefield to begin with, once you get through that minefield and you come out the other side and you look back and you realise there's maybe only like 1 or 2 mines on that fucking full field that's, I don't know, fucking 3 miles long, you'll realise that it's not really that difficult to navigate Ads Manager and that you can fucking do it easy peasy and that you've got people around there that have been doing it for years if you do need their help. People pay literal retainers, like talking like 1, 2, 3, 5k per month retainers to marketing agencies just because they don't want to touch the Ads Manager. And they'll think that that's where all the sauce is, it's in the target and all that sort of shit. It's fucking not. Alright guys, it's not. Number 2 is that they end up trying to sell directly through the ad. Now, you would have already seen it in the previous video in regards to the straight line formula. I'll be touching on that at some point just later on in this video again as well. But so many ads out there, troops. Like if you go on ad library and you type in a buzzword from your industry and go and look at ads, majority of them are like trying to sell directly through the ad. But honestly, troops, like ads are literally going to be the coldest fucking audience. The coldest audience you're ever going to be exposed to. Like think about it, right? If they've seen a video and it's 45 seconds long, all they've seen is 45 seconds of you. They've never seen you before. There's a high chance they've never seen you before. And so many people are doing ads that are 45 seconds long and then ask them to fucking buy. Or ask them to go to their landing page to register interest. They're not fucking bothered about registering interest. All they've seen is a 45 second video. They need more fucking trust built up. So many ads out there try and sell directly through the ad and it fucking blows my mind. Number 3 is that they do not understand how cold this audience is. I've just touched on this point, so I'm just going to skip over it. Number 4 is that they do not clearly communicate next steps. So obviously in the straight line formula, I explain the importance of this. So many people will shoot an ad and then at the end won't even really have a call to action of any kind on it. Now, there's a difference between boosting posts on Instagram just to kind of generate traffic to your page and stuff like that. Like, that's different because you're literally just paying for eyeballs on your page. But if you're creating ads with the intention of generating leads, generating like actual application forms or generating booked calls or whatever it may be, then it's important that you clearly communicate the next steps to your customers, to your prospects. Number 5, I'm going to move my head out of the way. They create easy to replicate ads that competitors can steal. Now, I've had a good conversation with a good few of you guys in here that are running maybe marketing agencies and you're maybe doing it in the home improvement space. And there was a time in the home improvement space when you were running ads that you could literally do a 10-second ad that just said, if you want 15 fully qualified booked appointments in your calendar on a commission-only structure, book a call below and let's get rocking. Like there was so many ads that marketing agencies were running just like that and they were working. But the problem is with ads like that, troops, is they're easy to replicate. Someone can watch that and understand why it works. Because a customer or a prospect has seen that, right? A couple of things that stand out to them. 1, guaranteed qualified booked appointments, right? Point number 1. 2, they're also clearly communicating how many they're going to get, so 15. And then lastly, commission only, no upfront cost. So of course they're going to work. But then because it's so easy to replicate, all these other marketing agencies copy it, they go and do it. As a result of that, all these marketing agencies are marketing the exact same thing. It becomes diluted, it becomes like wallpaper, people just see right through it. So it's important, troops, for you to create ads that when people watch them, even your competitors when they watch them, they're like, this is fucking amazing, so amazing that I don't even know how the fuck we do it ourselves. Number 6 is that they don't actually understand their ideal client. So in order for you to create ads that are hard to replicate, you need to understand your ideal client at a level that other people don't. And the bottom line is, troops, if you're wanting to create ads of any kind, you need to understand your ideal prospect. Otherwise, it's going to be fucking so hard to create ads. It's also going to be so hard for you to create a fucking 5-step buying journey that is super seamless, that is exactly what your ideal client is thinking at every step of the way. And obviously you get there through testing, but the bottom line is, troops, like, you need to understand your ideal client. And that is a journey on its own, by the way, like, learning about your ideal client. Like, you guys know how many fucking feedback forms we ran. Like, that's for us to improve things in-house, but it's also for us to improve things from a marketing perspective. Really understand what our ideal prospect is doing, wanting at each stage along the way. Number 7, they do not understand the power of tests. And I kind of just brushed over that a little bit there, but just to kind of hit this home a bit further, you do not have a fucking crystal ball. Nobody does. Yes, people, like, through experience within marketing can gather a really good understanding of what works and what doesn't. But honestly, troops, like, you would have heard this a million times, right? That SpongeBob ad that I had running, if you're listening to this and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, John? SpongeBob ad? We ran an ad, right? One of 15 different ads that we were testing in one of our campaigns. And I seen an ad that was SpongeBob sitting by himself and SpongeBob sitting with a bunch of friends, but SpongeBob was sad. I'm not going to explain this, right? It was an ad about fucking SpongeBob. And I literally ran that one ad alongside the 14 other ads that we spent so much time on, wrote amazing scripts, wrote amazing call to actions, allocated more budget to those other videos as well. And this fucking picture of SpongeBob being fucking sad because he doesn't know anyone within business got us leads at fucking £2 a lead. Nobody's got a fucking crystal ball. And like, of course, like once the SpongeBob ads started banging, I started showing it to people, they were like, well, obviously that would work. No, it's not. It's not. You need test shit, troops. You need test shit. And that's what I mean. A lot of you guys will send me stuff and you'll be like, do you think this will work? And I'm like, I mean, it's got the right components to work, you just need to test it. And sometimes as well, troops, you'll test shit that you think will be fucking bulletproof and it will shit the bed. Alright? Just get used to it. Get the data. The market will tell you what works and what doesn't. Number 8, they do not understand the 2 primary goals of an ad, which are rather simple, troops. 2 primary goals of any ad is to generate curiosity and get the click. That is it. Which in other words, you want them to watch your ad and take the next step. Disclaimer, the next step after the ad is not to buy. Or you touched on this already, you're probably like, John, you're sounding like, I don't know, my fucking mum trying to reinforce the fact that veg is good for you when you're a kid growing up. I'm sick of you saying it, but honestly, troops, so why just keep hitting this home? Because it's the most common thing that I say. Like, I say and I see. Like, I see it all the time. Like, just go in ad library, like I said, type in fucking any industry, go across them all. They're all doing the same shit. So I just want to continue to reinforce this. You should know this because you've watched the buying journey and the Australian formula vid. But honestly, this is what will separate you from your competitors' ads, like I've just touched on. Is most people just do the following. They run an ad with a call to action that says register interest for our service. Bleh. Fucking shite. So as promised, let me give you the basic fundamentals of ads in an easy to follow list. 5 basic fundamentals I want to cover here, troops. And this is like I said at the start, I've condensed down the basic fundamentals into just 5 key principles. Number 1, high performing incredible ads are created in the copy you write, not the targeting settings and all that shit. This was my biggest epiphany moment, by the way, when I was getting mentored by Gary Wilson. Like, I was like head over heels, not going to be touching Ads Manager because I thought there was all these secret little buttons that you had to press. And he was like, mate, you could literally write the most banging ad. Just get someone to set up a basic Facebook Ads Manager, launch it live, and it will fucking bang if it speaks to your ideal client. And I was like, so you're telling me I don't need to do any fancy shit with my audiences. I don't need to do any fancy shit with interests or keywords or any sort of stuff like that. And he was like, absolutely not. Call out your ideal prospect in the first line and in the video and write amazing copy afterwards. That will do fucking far better than any other ad that is sauced up in all these fucking different targeting settings. And that blew my mind. So I wanted to blow your mind, which I hopefully have just now, if I haven't already spoken to you about this. Number 2 is that when creating an ad, you must know your ideal client. Once again, this is probably another veg scenario where you're sick of hearing your mum speak about how much you need to eat vegetables. Go and watch the fucking ICP video if you haven't already, troops. But the bottom line is, if you're wanting to create amazing ads, you must know your ideal client. I've spoken about this so many times. I don't even think I've actually put this in as lead generation pack because I've spoken about it this many times, but I want to reinforce. You want to be a mind reader for your prospects. Like, whatever they are thinking, you should be saying. And if you're saying exactly what they are thinking, and maybe they have heard other people say it before, but see when you're saying it with so much conviction and you take them through such a simple buy-in journey, like for us, they probably booked that call in like a trance because if they've heard that initial ad, they've got so much like curiosity, interest, but we probably probed them so many pain points that they've just went into a trance where it's just like, yeah, you know what, I need this fucking solved, I need it solved now. They've got that horrible feeling in their stomach, they've got that horrible knot, they're reliving all the pain and emotion, they've said, you know what, fuck this, I need this fucking done. And then boom, 10 minutes later, they've watched all the they've watched all the videos, went through the full funnel, they've got a call booked, and it's like they wake back up and they're looking at our calendar and there's a fucking hour-long call booked in with Reese. And they're like, fucking hell, how the fuck did that get there? That's because when creating an ad, you need to know your ideal client troops so that you can probe on those pains enough to put them in a trance to get them to buy. Number 3, never have a direct CTA on an ad that tells them to buy your service. Touched on this already. Number 4, test, and test. There is no crystal ball. Also touched on this. And then number 5, you create ads with the intention of getting them to click and go to your funnel, because that's where the true magic will happen. Now, I know I kind of touched on these things multiple times throughout the first 4 videos so far, but I wanted to condense this into kind of 5 basic fundamentals that if you go away and you live by these trips and you get your hands on some ads and allocate some ad budget, you start to make some serious headway. So I wanted to condense this down in a rather simple fashion. But I wanted to throw in a last kind of bonus one. Touched on it a little bit already. But on top of these 5 basic fundamentals, there's one more, troops. You should always aim to create ads that even your competitors couldn't replicate. Now, like I said earlier on, man, that kind of story of the market agencies with the home improvement side of things, those ads worked at the beginning until everyone else just copied them. And that's something that's always stuck in my mind. Like, you're going to create an ad that's going to be so fucking good, it's going to generate so much fucking interest in an industry where they do a lot of research into other people's competitors, and before you know it, people are going to be copying your ads word for fucking word. They're going to be copying your hooks word for fucking word. But the bottom line is, troops, see if you understand the core fundamentals of how to create an incredible fucking ad, and you have the right frameworks, you have the right example scripts, you have the right understanding of how to piece together little pieces of the puzzle in different ways to set you apart from everyone else, that is literally going to make you so much fucking money that you won't even know what to do with it. And you're probably sitting there thinking, you know, John, that sounds fucking great, but how the fuck do I create ads that my competitors couldn't replicate? Well, you have one more video to watch before the marching steps of how to move forward, and it's going to be the 2 ad frameworks that we use for all ads. It was just going to come with our top 3 highest performing ad scripts, and we're going to show the actual ads live as well, and I'm going to break down why they work. Alright, you're going to get so much fucking value from this, guys. When you start to understand these frameworks at a really core level, where you understand how to mix and match different components of it, like you'll even see it in one of our highest performing scripts, we've taken the framework and bolted on little things just to test it, and it fucking banged. Like, it bangs so well. So once again, troops, if you really understand your ideal client and you stack that up with frameworks that you can mix and match, people are going to watch your ads, your competitors are going to watch your ads, and they're going to go, I know why this is working, but fuck me, is it a fucking mission to do it? Or I don't know how to do it I don't know how to do it from me. Like, I don't know how to actually piece it together in a way where it bangs that way. And that's where you start to open a real gap between you and all your competitors. So, to summarise, ran through the 8 things that 95% of business owners get wrong with ads. Ran through the 2 primary goals of any ad that go hand in hand with everything that we've ran through so far. Ran through the big disclaimer that everyone must understand, which is just the importance of not selling through your ad. And the 7 basic fundamentals, that should say 6 basic fundamentals, so a wee typo there, but the 6 basic fundamentals of ads that every young entrepreneur needs to know. And like I said, troops, on the topic of wanting you to really think through things for yourself, there's a few questions before moving on. What beliefs have been shattered in this video that I previously had about ads? You know, if you're sitting here and you maybe watched this and like you're not even running ads at the moment, then it's because you thought that maybe the ads manager was really where all the sauce was, but you actually really enjoy like writing copy. That's some serious beliefs that have been shattered there. So, what beliefs have been shattered in this video so far? What was I potentially doing wrong throughout my ads? List that shit down so you can, you know, put it on a piece of paper, read it, scrunch it up, launch it in the bin, because they're fucking gone now, because you understand what you're doing. And also, more importantly as well, write down the things that you're doing right, guys. There's going to be so many of you that are going to be doing these things, but you've never had the verification that those certain components are right and that you're crushing them. That was a big component for me, man. There were some things that I was doing that were outstanding that when I ran through them with Gary, or when I ran through them with any other mentor that was outstanding at copy, or even some marketing agencies, like sitting down with Nick and run through some shit, and Nick goes, man, that's fucking outstanding. I'm like, out of curiosity, why is it outstanding? And he breaks it down to me, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah, that actually is outstanding. So yeah, and then lastly, what are the top 3 takeaways that I'll be implementing moving forward? I want you to write those things down, troops, before moving on to the next video.